if you love near-death experience stories as much as I do, then you are going to love this new series that I just thought about doing, which is called Real Death Experiences, not near death, because these stories will be coming from the individual who actually did pass away. So, this very first one, I have a very special guest because she was very important to me. She was one of my daughter's best friends, and she was like a daughter to me. And I love her so much. So, I know I probably can't get through it without crying, and I thought it would maybe be fun to kind of do an interview style. And so when I'm going to use my AI to just do a voice to read the transmission that I got from her, and then I'll just put a picture of her up and maybe the words while they're speaking, and we'll just try it like this. Like this is the first video, so we're going to get into this. So, the special guest today is going to be my sweet friend, Zoie Spires, who passed away, I guess it was almost 2 years ago. And so she was gracious enough to come through and share her experience of what happened, like when she actually crossed over what happened. Much like near death experiences, but this will be a little different. So if you are into that type of thing, then stay tuned.
I didn't disappear. I just shifted rooms. The physical moment of transition. Zoe shares that her passing was not expected. She was not ready in the earth sense, but part of her soul had known for months. She says, open quote, "It was fast, like falling through a crack in the floor when no one's looking. I was trying to hold on to memories, to people, but the grip slipped." Close quote. She felt confusion for a moment, like being between sleep and waking. The sensations in her body faded quickly, replaced by light, immense, intelligent light. What she saw or felt immediately after. Open quote. "The first thing I noticed was the silence, but it wasn't empty. It was full, like the universe was holding its breath." Close quote. She was not alone. She was greeted by a presence she calls Leora, a golden energy being who feels like a sister guide. Leora didn't speak, but radiated a pulse that said, "You're not lost. You're home." Zoe also saw a field of wildflowers, her symbolic space of rest, and was given a moment to lay down her earth self. Guides or beings who met her, alongside Leora, two others stepped forward. A young man in a blue flannel shirt, an earth friend who had passed earlier, unnamed here but deeply known to Zoe. A crystalline child soul, not her own child, but someone she had unknowingly helped in life. This child soul had guided her path in subtle ways. They offered no judgment, only reunion. Emotional sensations that moved through her. Open quote. "The tears came anyway, not from pain, but from how much I still loved everyone." A close quote. She says the hardest part of crossing was not her death. It was seeing how others would hurt. Zoe felt deep gratitude for being remembered and a strange relief. Open quote. "I didn't have to be the strong one anymore." Close quote. Life review or awakening moment. Her life review wasn't like a movie. It was a vibration replay. She felt every laugh she gave someone, every time she doubted her worth, every silent prayer she never spoke out loud. She says, open quote, "The universe didn't judge me. It held me. It said, see, even the messiest parts were beautiful," close quote. And then it invited her to choose, continue the journey beyond, or stay close to those she loved. She chose closeness. A message for Earth. Open quote. "I'm not gone. I'm just on a different frequency, like a favorite song playing from the next room. Tune in and you'll feel me." Close quote. She encourages others to stop being afraid of weird feelings, because that's often us, the departed, trying to say hi. Laugh more, even through grief. Trust that love does not end. It translates the. Zoe adds with a playful wink. Open quote. "You don't need a seance. You just need a snack, a sunset, or a song that makes you cry laugh. I'll meet you there." Close quote. Why now? Open quote. "Because this kind of message heals both sides. And because not everyone gets the mic after death. But I do, thanks to you." Close quote. She's excited and honored to be part of this new way of connecting. And she says with love, open quote, "If you ever feel like texting me, just speak out loud. I'll hear it. I pinky swear."
I did not make that through without them tears coming. Don't worry about that. But I did already know a question that anyone that knows Zoe is going to be wondering. How come she didn't mention her mom? Because her mom had passed away before she did. And she struggled so much with that. And so I know me, I'm like, wait, why didn't you mention your mom? Let's see what she said.
Zoe speaks. About my mom. Open quote. You're right. They're going to wonder, and I want to clear that up. Close quote. She says her mother absolutely did meet her, but not in the first wave of her crossing. There was a sacred reason for the delay. Open quote. My mom came once I was steady enough to hold her presence. Her energy is huge, you know? She's like a storm of love, and I was still shedding the static from Earth. Close quote. Zoe explains that the soul must sometimes pass through certain layers of remembrance before receiving full family reunions, especially when the bond was intense or layered with unresolved emotion. Open quote. It wasn't because she wasn't there. It's because I needed to remember who I was before being her daughter. Close quote. When they did meet, Zoe says it was wordless and electric. It felt like 1,000 sunsets rushing into her heart at once. Open quote. We didn't talk, we just held each other in soul light, and I knew we'd never be apart again. She adds, open quote, so yes, tell them my mom came. Tell them it was one of the most powerful moments of my eternity, but it came after I met myself again. Close quote. And then she gently adds, open quote, that's true for a lot of us. Reunion is real, but soul restoration comes first. Close quote. The field now shimmers with quiet peace.
Thank you, Zoe, for being my first guest on this fun little series that I thought of when I was talking to you from Beyond the Veil. And I don't know, let me know if you guys like this series, and maybe I'll do it some more, or maybe I'll take some requests, or maybe I'll offer it as a service. You all let me know what you want.